Welcome to OmniBros late night live. And why are we late? Because the sponsor of my house made me chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
Brought to you by Patty Bragg.
Hey, we're supposed to get a third of that.
A glass of milk. Yeah, here. Have a bite.
Yeah, baby. Give me that. Push it through the internet.
As soon as the internet can figure out how to deliver chocolate chip cookies and cash to each other, then we'll have it all figured out.
Right, we need like a PayPal account for a cookie surplus.
Exactly. We need to figure that out. So, speaking of sponsors, InStockTrades.com, where you can go for all your non-chocolate chip cookie related collected edition needs, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. I think today is the last day of their 3% off sale. Am I correct on that?
That's correct.
Today is Labor Day, their 3% off sale. So you need to get on that. If you want to get your 3% off, it does not stack, but if you didn't have 2% off, you can get 3% off. Every quarter, there's an Omniboslive discount code, so you get extra percentages off with that. If you live in the United States, you order $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping. That saves you money right there, buddy. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Everybody should know which one that is.
Yeah.
It's Car 54. Where are you?
What a great pull just to know that show.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure IST does have some kind of chocolate chip cookie related book. I'm sure it's some manga about like a chocolate chip cookie baker who at the same time is an interdimensional princess who has like a collection of toenail clippings that is their magical powers.
We're playing fake manga, real manga tonight. It sounds like.
Lionheart likes my shirt. Thanks, man. This movie is actually shit if you watch it as an adult.
Let's see what it is.
Bloodsport, baby. Bloodsport. I watched it recently because I got this shirt. I go, man, that movie was great. Jean-Claude Van Damme was doing splits and playing arcade games.
Dancing.
And crushing the bottom brick on a pile of bricks. And then you watch it now and you go, this is pretty lame. They just shot this in some guy's house. Or it might not have been their house. I think it might have been just like an open, like they snuck in during some houses, like open house when they didn't have anybody there. And the realtor wasn't there, and they just shot scenes in an abandoned home. It's weird. But you'll never forget that guy doing splits, getting his legs cracked apart open like they were chicken wings. So what's up, everybody?
I guess I'm supposed to be talking and not eating chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Cool.
I muted my mic so I could have a bite of these amazing cookies. But clearly that led to dead air, so sorry. Here's a question already from T. Lar Blunt. I have a question for Gio. What game are you most excited for in September 2019?
That's pretty specific.
That is pretty specific. That's this month, this year, this month. It's going to be released, and Tyler's leading you on, clearly.
There are a lot of games coming out in September. It's insane, but I think what I'm most excited about is Link's Awakening and Dragon Quest. But I don't own a lot of Switch games, so September is my birthday month, so I might end up getting a couple of games that I missed. I haven't played like the Switch staples like Donkey Kong Country or Mario Odyssey or all that stuff. So I might get those as well. But the thing I'm most excited about is probably Link's Awakening, simply because how fantastic it looks.
I think Link's Awakening is where that question was headed.
Yeah, and he's a fan. That's his favorite Zelda title, I think.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, Zelda was the right and only answer. Yeah, I figured that was right.
Circle gets a square.
Circle gets the square.
I earned some points with Mr. Blount.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's see. Here we go. A question for Gabe. Hey, Gabe. Fun chatting with you about epics versus omnis in the group. Was informative. Think I'm going to stay omnis and epics for now, but maybe more picky on the omni side.
That might be a good choice. I think we've even had a little bit of a discussion of that in our own chat about being a little bit more picky on upcoming epics, because you got that John Byrne Spider-Man, which is kind of maybe not the best pick to get right away. I mean, there might be a liquidation pressure there to get that one later. But yeah, I mean, I'm falling in the same boat where I'm getting a little bit more epic collections than omnis, just because the omnis that are out are kind of. I have a lot of the big ones. I have a lot of ones I need and that I want, but I'm also kind of double dipping and getting the epic side of them as well. Mainly because I think they're easier to read, because they're not so big and heavy. They're easier to kind of carry around, take on a travel, maybe easier to lend out, and there's just something really cool about the coloring and the printing process, and just his like mighty epic size half moon shaped cookie that he's got going on there.
Sorry, Gabe.
It's all good.
I've never owned or read an epic collection in my life, so I have no idea how to answer that.
They're cool, man. I'm digging them. You get some content in the epics that you don't really get in Omni sometimes. A lot of times you'll get like advertisements that or promotional pieces that they use for those books, pinups and things like that you don't see in omnibuses sometimes. And again, like I said, they're kind of easier to kind of carry around and read. I'm sure I'm not the only person whose hands falling asleep while holding an omnibus or reading it, but
yeah, I mean, personally, I'd rather read a skinny trade than a big omnibus, but I do like collecting the omnibus eventually.
Here's a legit question. Sam Cluxon. This is not a legit question. Jess, are you getting excited for the Downton Abbey movie?
You watched that?
What's the answer?
I don't know. My wife might want to see it. I feel like the TV show just ended perfectly, and I don't feel like I need to see the movie. We watched the TV show, and we were happy with the ending and felt like it tied up everything, and I don't feel like I need to see more. I'm happy. I'm happy not going back. I'm happy the way it ended. I'm happy I get to see the Batman Lego movie tomorrow. I got homework to do for my own show, Batter Days in the Batcave, and I haven't seen this coming weekend, and I haven't seen Batman Lego movie. So I got to see that for the Taylor Brown inspired Batter Days in the Batcave.
As your attorney, Jess, I think you should name that show Batting Off in the Batcave.
First of all, that's funny. Second of all, as your attorney, that's even funnier. And here's another question from Tilar. You don't have to leave us alone. You can ask us as many questions as you want. An omnibus, a related question for you guys, and then I'll leave you alone. I haven't really gotten many omnis in 2019. If you each could recommend one omnibus for me to pick up, what would it be? I'm happy to say not Planetary, although I love Planetary. I would say Authority.
Does it have to be a 2019 release?
No, I would say it needs to be in print.
In print.
Or I would say maybe even upcoming. Let's be fair.
Maybe upcoming, yeah.
The Harley Quinn Omnibus, Volume 3.
Oh,
It's pretty fun. I like the first two. Number 3 should be just as funny.
it's
Uh,
the
Zany.
Authority Omnibus. Did I move it?
for me, I would just go
Yeah,
with
did
what
move
I
it.
think my next omnibus purchase would probably end up being, or at least my next like must get day one. Peter David's Hulk.
Ooh,
That comes out early
Choice.
next year, right? I think that's like
I think January. Yeah. I would
A lot
say
of
the
people are gonna get
Authority. Authority. My world has revolved around it.
And again, with the Omni's Epic thing, this is the first omnibus we're getting from Peter David's run, but the Epics have like three Epic collections already. It's kind of the later 90s stuff, but still, that's kind of stuff that should have been out a long time ago in a hardcover format. Or even the Maximum Carnage Epic when that comes out next year. Tyler knows what's up. I'm sure he's a Maximum Carnage fan.
I think that would be my first epic.
The Maximum Carnage one? That's a great one.
Yeah, because I don't own any, and I would like to own one of those books, and I do not have Maximum Carnage, so I think that would be my first epic.
And you don't want to buy the Venom versus Spider-Man $125 omnibus just for the Maximum Carnage storyline.
Yeah, no, I'm not interested in that.
Nope. Do it's a bigger book, I think. So it's probably a $40 epic, which will make it maybe around $20 through IST or something.
Yeah.
So totally worth it. Again, yeah, $20 for an epic collection. That's dope. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's some scratch saved, or some dosh, as Mr. Braggadocious would refer it to.
Right on, ma'am.
Same with like the Wolverine stuff. That's the one thing about the epics. There's a lot of stuff out there that should have been collected a long time ago, and right now the only way to really get it is in epics. And the epics still have the same good coloring. You know, it's not completely remastered, but it's been kind of archival and repressed. Like the Wolverine stuff, that stuff's an epic only. X Factor. I mean, New Mutants. Everybody wants a New Mutants omnibus, but that's not happening anytime soon. But there's 3 epic collections. Peter David's X Factor as well. Moon Knight. Everybody asks us about where to start on Moon Knight, and I think one of the main answers with that was get the epics.
So would you say epic collections are like miniature-sized omnibuses?
More or less. Yeah. I think that's a fair way of putting it.
Okay.
Epics are, your standard sized, high-size trade paperback, a little bit thicker. It's the same size as a comic book, an actual physical single issue.
Yeah,
so you still get that same presentation.
It seems like they get like the deluxe treatment with the restoration and all that stuff. Same with the omnibuses.
Correct.
Cool.
What it seems like.
I dig it.
This is about to turn into Epic Bros. We're gonna get Curtis Finley on here one day.
Tevin Lawrence asks, should I get Authority or Planetary Omnibus first?
None of them. I don't know if he means this in the form of reading order, because I don't think there is much of a reading order comparatively for Authority or for Planetary. But I don't think you're going to go wrong with either one. But my choice would be Planetary, only on the biased basis that I like Warren Ellis a whole lot. And the Planetary is all Warren Ellis work. It's all Warren Ellis. It's all one artist, one writer, Warren Ellis and John Cassidy. And the fun part about that is you get to see John Cassidy go from like this amateurish type artist, and you get to see this guy progress immensely, really, really quick. Well, it took 18 years almost for that book to come out completely. Yeah. But you do really quickly, as you read this completed series, you get to see John Cassidy really just leaps and bounds improve who he is as an artist.
Yeah, I guess I would just say probably Planetary first and then Authority, just because Planetary is just so awesomely awesome, and Authority is like a 9 out of 10, whereas Planetary is a 10 out of 10.
That's fair. I would also say that Authority has a little bit of a prerequisite before it, where you kind of have to read the not the Wildstorm,
Stormwatch.
Stormwatch. There you go. Thank you. You kind of have to read that to kind of get a good foundation of Authority. And that takes some work because I think one of those hardcovers is out of print, and then you need to hunt down an also out of print either trade paperback for the Dead Orbit, that the Wildcats Aliens crossover, or find that single issue. So there's some legwork involved before you read Authority.
Yeah, so I think you should just get Planetary. Yeah, there you go, Kevin. Let's see.
My Sharona.
Oh, here's a shout out to Geekdom.
Hey, awesome.
I loved your review of Murder Falcon Week in Geekdom. Such a great book. I think I'm the only one that hasn't read that book.
I haven't read it either. That's why I've been trying to trick you guys into postponing the review for another 2 weeks.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's fun, man. It's just a great book. If you like action, heavy metal, and wholesome, heartwarming stories, you're right at home with Murder Falcon. I loved it. Easily one of my favorite books of the year.
That's awesome to hear, man. Damn it. See, I'm not super familiar with heavy metal. I like a lot of it. My boss is a heavy metal rock star, literally.
Yeah.
But I don't have that attachment to it. If this is based around 90s gangster rap in space, fighting aliens and driving around an Impala 64 type spaceships in space, like Homeboys in Outer Space. Anybody remembers that show? Then I might have a little bit more to it. But I'm interested in it because I really like Daniel Warren Johnson's artwork. I don't know how he does that. I don't know if he uses a brush pen or what, but I really like his inking style that he chooses on these books.
Mm-hmm. It's very I said in my video that it's very grungy looking, but it has sort of that indie feel. I thought it was really cool. I have the book right here. I dug it. It's pretty awesome. And you don't need to be super into heavy metal. Just the general knowledge of what the genre is, I guess, or just liking a few songs. Because I'm no expert, but I loved it. It's pretty awesome.
Here's a question for Gabe. Gabe, do I need to read anything before Jurgen's Thor?
I'm going to say no at this point because I remember when I first started reading that series when it was coming out in the 90s. Excuse me. That was actually my first real experience with Thor. And Jurgens does a really great job of kind of getting you into the feel. It's a new take on Thor. He has a different human, I don't know, host or subject or whatever you want to call it, who's a paramedic. So you really get a new foundation, a new starting point with Jurgens' Thor. You might maybe think about checking out Heroes Return, just because that's just that era, and that's where everything from that Heroes Return era takes place. I said Heroes Return era twice, referring to two different things, which is fun. But other than that, I think anybody could really jump into that Jurgens' Thor Omnibus Volume 1 and just that. If that's your first time reading Thor or anything, then you're good to go. I think it's a must-read book, though. I love Jurgens' Thor. That John Romita Jr. art in there too is explosive. If I had hair, it'd probably still get blown back when I read it.
You have a pretty big haul this week, don't you, Gabe?
I do. I do have kind of a big haul.
Why don't we get started on hauls then, since yours is pretty big?
Yeah, mine's pretty big. at work, we had two large signings this week. Our store in Orange County, we had the honor of Rob Liefeld doing a signing in the store. He also did a special variant cover for Marvel 1000 that you can only get through Torpedo Comics. I didn't get to make it to the signing. I didn't get a chance to meet him this time, which is pretty sucky because I was sick and I wasn't going to drive 4+ hours to Orange County to then work all night on the signing with a head cold and then drive back the next day. Like, that's not going to happen. But I was able to send some stuff down to get signed by the man himself. And that includes this awesome Prophet trade paperback.
Nice.
Let me see and find the signatures in here. So got my Prophet trade paperback here. I love this book from the beginning. This is one of my favorite books I hunted down when I was a kid. Was Prophet. One of the first variant covers I ever got was a Prophet variant cover where I had to do extra chores to earn that money. So I have an attachment to Prophet. Last week I showed you guys this, my Extinction Agenda hardcover, and this time it is now covered in a double signature from Rob Liefeld.
Ooh.
And then, of course, you can't do any Rob Liefeld signing without his magna opus that is X-Force. So this has also been not that page. Jesus, where did he sign this? Oh, he signed it on the good page, on the cover page. So got that signed by him as well. And then yesterday at the store in Vegas, we had Tom King and Mitch Gerads in the store. So I got a lot. I think I have almost everything that Tom King has ever done. So he signed up my. Wow, I didn't realize that till just now. It's double signed. My Omega Man trade paperback.
Nice.
My Mr. Miracle hardcover by Tom King and Mitch Gerads, and I got this cute little Mr. Miracle remark in there as well. Sheriff of Babylon, a completely underappreciated team-up work between these two. This is a great series that everybody needs to check out. And I got a little remark there as well from Mitch Gerads. Every book Mitch Gerads signed that was a hardcover. A lot of times artists are really cool about that. If you bring them like a hardcover omnibus, they usually throw a doodle in there. I mean, why not? So Batman Deluxe Volume 3. That's just a Tom King signature in there.
Nice.
Still got all my sticky notes and my names on it to get them to sign for me. I got Vision. So I got my Vision hardcover signed. Another great book. Batman Rebirth Volume 4. I spoke with Tom King about it, asked him if he realized, if he noticed that the paper quality on this is a little subpar compared to the rest of it. And he kind of agreed that was kind of whack and that hardcover should get the good paper. And he also gave a shout out to Jess and to his family to hope that your disease and dealing with that disease that you have goes well. Batman Rebirth Volume 2 with a cool little Batman sketch in there also.
No, wait, who is the sketch from?
Mitch Gerads. Yeah, that's
he did some art in that book?
I think he did 1 or 2 issues in here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then Volume 1, where I got a little Batman sketch from Mitch and a little Batman sketch from Tom King.
Nice.
But you guys can check out Torpedo's Instagram, and I put up a lot of the cool sketches that Tom King does. So he does his own sketches and stuff for, I think he does it for donations to Heroes Initiative. I got a great one from Mitch. Yeah, I had him do me a Doctor Doom. I forgot to bring that. I left that at work. That sucks because I wish I would have been able to show that off to you guys. A shout out to our boy Luis, who set me up on notification that this Matrix trilogy on 4K box set was on sale at Best Buy for only $30. This thing is usually about 70 plus bucks, and they had it on sale for 30. And I immediately jumped over to Best Buy. Had to pick this up. Matrix is my favorite movie franchise of all time. I don't even have a 4K TV, but I got the 4K Blu-ray set now.
That price is insane considering a regular Blu-ray is like $25.
Yeah, did you get all three? Like 3 of the best movies ever made for $30? Yeah, come on, that's awesome.
Yeah, that first one's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, volumes 2 and 3. Love the series. Cassandra Cain is my favorite Batgirl. Yeah, she's awesome.
She's great.
Yeah, I love her in Detective. I can't wait to see her in whatever the Harley. No, it's not the Harley. Because they're doing a Birds of Prey movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's gonna be in it.
Yeah, so I'm pumped to see that happen. But yeah, some Cassandra Cain action here. Speaking of epic collections, I got Kraven's Last Hunt. This is volume 17 of the epic collections. This is one of the greatest Spider-Man storylines of all time, I think. I remember reading this as a kid. Because this takes place in 86 through 87. And this is how I learned what suicide was.
Ew.
Yeah. But this is going to be great. I'm going to get this tagged up too because Jim Shooter, Mike Zeck, and John Beatty will be in the store later this month. So I'm going to get that tagged up by them. But this brings it up as well that there is a oversized hardcover of this out there. But the mapping, I think I like the mapping of this better. I think the issues in here are better for me and for what I think should be allowed or should be required for this storyline is here in the Epic. And last but not least, got a killer deal on this. Found this on eBay. Bishop's Crossing. Got this on eBay for $50.
Nice.
Yep. Had an alert set up for whenever this shows up. Usually this thing shows up on eBay at stupid, ridiculous prices, like $100 or plus. Somebody had it up there for like bidding at 25 or buy it now at 50, and I immediately bought it at 50. So
what is cover even on that thing?
50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this actually survived being shipped poorly. This was just put into a bubble mailer and sent to me.
Oh,
but it made it fine. Like no problem at all.
It looks new.
Yeah, I mean it's still wrapped. The cellophane's open. Who cares? Whatever. I'm just going. Fuck. I might as well just open the rest of it. But yeah, I mean it made it cross country.
Live unboxing
in a bubble mailer. Yeah, live unwrapping.
George Perez would be happy with that.
Yeah. I like these X-Men oversized because I like how they have this kind of embossed cover.
I want a coffee.
Yeah, very 90s. But yeah, this is great. I had the Epic collection that collects this, I think, but now I got the hardcover, so I'm good. I think oversized hardcovers and Epics are kind of my preferred format for Marvel books because the Omnis are getting the super large Omnis are, like I said, they make my arms fall asleep reading them because I'm weak like that, I guess. And I think that is it for my haul.
Nice.
That was an epic haul.
That was a big haul.
Yeah. Not a lot of new stuff, but
that doesn't matter.
I like showing off signatures and stuff like that because that's just as fun as anything else to do with buying a book. It's getting it signed.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right.
How about you, Joe? Did you get anything?
Oh, wait. One more thing. I'm sorry. Disney Plus for 3 years. I signed up for that deal.
That's an awesome deal.
That is an awesome deal.
$140 for 3 years. of Disney Plus. That's basically buying 2 years and getting the third year for free. That's basically 1 year of Netflix gets you 3 years. No, wait. Yeah, 1 year of Netflix to get you is basically 3 years of Disney Plus.
Was today the last day to get
Today
that?
is the last day. Yeah.
Oh well.
Sorry, Gio. I think you're having a region lock issue with yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't get it. It kept telling me it was very weird. I have a Disney account, and because I buy stuff occasionally, like the action figures and stuff from the Disney page. So I had to get a second D23 account. So I did that, but then it would not, like the offer would not show up, and then it would sign me out. When I would sign in, it would tell me the password was wrong. So I did a recovery password and I put the new password in. So when I log in with the new password, it keeps telling me, no, it's wrong. So you have to keep doing the process again. And when I do the recovery, it opened up my D23 page, and eventually the offer appeared, redeem now. And when I click on it, it would take me to the countdown page, and that was it. It wouldn't say like, oh, congratulations.
That is so frustrating. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, well, what you gonna do? I'll it's not a big deal, I guess. I'll still get it.
Yeah, it's still a great deal at regular price.
Yeah, it's $7. That's a steal.
But yeah, thanks to Gabe, I got that deal too. I was real happy I hauled that deal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally going to be the Netflix killer for me. I think I'm definitely going to get rid of the DC Universe app because I think that's on Warner Brothers chopping block anyways. So I'm gonna end up getting rid of that, and I think I'll cut Netflix and only get it when like a new major season comes out of something. Like right now I'm watching Mindhunter, so if another episode or season of that comes out, or like 13 Reasons Why or anything like that where a new season comes out, I'll drop down to Dosh for 1 month to kind of hammer it out and then cancel it again. I'll just do the whole HBO kind of subscription process with that.
Yeah. Let's see. I hauled one thing and one thing only, but it's the most important thing in the universe. Of course, that's Pharaoh Lad.
Oh, I didn't know you made a Pharaoh Lad figure.
I know. That's what Gio super baited me with and got me getting all the rest of those figures that I wanted.
Look at all the accessories.
He's not even coming out of the package.
No, I mean, you should display them with a key issue or an omnibus or something.
I do have a key issue that I was just going to hang him off the wall.
You could make like a cool Legion display or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Keep going. Where would I do that? Somewhere on...
hang it on your ceiling like a mirror.
Is your DTOLV busy? Do you have a lot of things in it?
Yeah. I mean, I could switch it out.
You can switch it out with another set of figures.
Yeah, I mean, it could always use a freshening.
But that's awesome. It looks really good. I mean, aside from the blank cardboard thingy. But the figure
I know.
great.
Look at this is really boring compared to these other ones. These other ones have the background that's really cool.
And the ring, right?
And the ring, yeah. And Pharaoh Lad just gets like bootleg China.
That's something you pick up at a swap meet.
Yeah.
Said, hey, look at this. This is really a Superman toy.
Saturn Girl gets like the nice costume and the background and everything, and here's just Pharaoh Lad floating against
the emptiness of plastic.
Emptiness of nothingness.
Yeah, generic blue number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturn Girl got like a stand, it looks like, and Pharaoh Lad just...
Actually, yeah, you're right. She does have a stand. Right, that's Saturn shaped.
Now,
Nice.
was there a significant price difference between these figures compared to Feral Lad when you bought them?
Actually, Feral Lad was the cheapest. He
That's
was
good to hear.
$20. Yeah. The rest were all like
nice.
25 or something.
Even
They
better.
weren't very expensive. Yeah, they may not have even been in the 20s. And
sadly, that's because of a popularity thing.
yeah.
I hate to say it.
Oh yeah, I'm
If it
sure
were a
I'm one of the
Batman
few
figure-
that care.
If
I
it were
bet that
Batman
guy-
or Superman,
I bet that guy was like, "Wow, somebody bought this off me! Finally, Jesus!
finally I can ship
Wow!"
Yeah. I bid. Yeah, I was the only bidder on Feral Lad. Shock.
That happens to me all the time with Aquaman stuff and Inhumans. That's
Mhm.
not a lot of people care about them, so you can find some really cool stuff out there.
Yeah, if you like obscure stuff or things that most people pan, and you're a fan of it, you're in luck because you can always get that stuff for fairly cheap too. So
I
Yeah.
mean, I was able to get the first Mira appearance, even though that comic is jacked up and I don't have it sealed or CGC'd or whatever. But still, I got it for $15 a couple
Nice.
years ago. And
Nice.
now it's like everybody's asking like $100 or $200 for it.
The first Mira was $15.
Yep. Actually, I paid $15.99 for it.
That's
$16.
awesome. And it was in good shape.
As
It was
soon as I saw like there's a movie announcement coming, I'm like, I better get that issue pretty quickly before everybody realizes what's happening. And because I always wanted like to own original Aquaman material, so I went ahead and picked it up.
That's cool.
Oh, and by the way, I wanted to tell the chat and everybody watching at home, don't be like me because I didn't technically haul anything, but I did buy a ton of manga over the weekend. And when I was at our sponsors page in Stock Trades, I'm like, ooh, there's a code. I can use it. I make the order and I totally forgot to use the code.
Oh.
When I made the order, and then a couple of minutes later, somebody on the Facebook group, oh, I took advantage of the code. I'm like, son of a. I forgot. I totally spaced out and didn't use the code. But still, I got a really cool manga order from IST.
I'm sure 3% isn't going to hurt you either.
Yeah, but I still every dollar I can save on that, I can later use it for something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like that, I guess.
Like shipping.
Now that they're passing through Virginia tax, 3% actually helps.
Nice. That's
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't haul anything.
Yeah, Feral Lad was all I hauled.
Did you guys read anything this week? Or past week, I should say.
Yeah, I did. And I left it in the other room. I got to go get it.
All right, so I'll go, and then that way just go grab his stuff.
Okay.
I'm still continuing with my Hickman readathon in Volume 1, Omnibus for Fantastic Four. Made a little, not a lot more dense because, like I said, I was sick this week, and I spent a lot of time in NyQuil comas, and work was also busy as well, and all that kind of stuff. But I have now started the 3 storyline. I don't know if I'm going to spoil much, but I mean, this is, close to like a 10-year-old story, I think. But I'm now starting the 3 storyline.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great stuff happened recently with Sue Storm and her presence with Namor down in the old world of Atlantis, and their old kings and rulers. A lot of great stuff going on with Galactus in here, and New World, and Galactus having a chat with Reed about his son, and everything that happened with an attempted second Annihilation wave invasion. A lot of good stuff going on. A lot of great stuff coming up. It's great reading Jonathan Hickman stuff because that guy is, I don't know if I said it here before. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but he is incredibly intelligent with his writing. but his writing doesn't come off as I'm trying to show you how smart I can be and make things, overly convoluted or, oh, look how clever I am. Did you see that? No, of course you didn't get that reference from the 1960s Silver Age Fantastic Four because you are a dumb fanboy type of thing. His stuff is always really fun to read, and this stuff is really, really getting good. If I'm into 3 storyline, I'm probably about 5 issues or so away from finishing this first Omni and making it over to the second one. The second one's great, but I think the second one starts off with FF, which was a really, really fun story. I'm going to jump between FF and Fantastic Four, and that whole renumbering happened, and all that confusion started. But I was reading that, and of course, my weekly praise again for Jonathan Hickman on House of X. Is this number 3, right? Yeah, number 3. Still trucking along, still really great stuff going on with these. I know we're more of a collected edition kind of following, but just everything going on here with the Mother Mode and what Hickman's got going on and Pepe Larraz has got going on with this storyline is just phenomenal and spectacular. And these single issues, I don't know what's going on if retailers are not keeping up with their orders or with their subscribers or with the demand, but these are selling out really quick. And I think currently this book, which is still brand new, is hitting like $15 to $20 on eBay already. And that's been a continual thing with every issue of this Powers of X House of 10. The Powers of 10 House of X, whatever, with these 2 Hickman X-Men storylines. Every issue is flying off the shelf and is immediately being picked up at a higher premium online. So, again, this is great stuff. I hope there's other people in the chat who is also join along with the romp of the single issues for this. This is the only single issue that I keep. I read books for free at work, and I take them back. But with the Hickman X-Men stuff, I'm actually buying and keeping these because this is a really great era for X-Men. And I think that what Hickman is laying down here is going to be felt and make waves and ripple effects for years and years and years to come. So I think this is a very significant era for X-Men and Hickman stuff. So if you're waiting for the hardcovers or for the omnibus, make sure you buy that immediately because every Hickman omnibus so far has gone out of print and became super well status pretty fast.
Yep.
So, well, not everyone. I mean, they sell out, but it took a while, I think, for like Secret Warriors to become a whale. But Avengers Volume 1 and Hickman's FF Volume 1, I think, happened pretty quick.
Plus, it always goes out of print.
Right. Yeah, X-Men out of print X-Men omnibuses are the worst. Those are just some of the more expensive ones for sure. But yeah, Jess, did you get your stuff?
Yeah, just the stuff that I read recently. I'm doing a video tomorrow on what to read after you've read the Authority omnibus. Nice. So I left a bunch of other stuff out there because I didn't want to do the whole video here since I'm doing a separate video, but I read The Authority by Ed Brubaker and Dustin Nguyen, which was an interesting take called The Authority Revolution, where the Authority basically take over the U.S. Government, and they put themselves in charge, and it's about the overthrow of the Authority, and it's really we see well, no, that'll give it away, but Midnighter sees a vision of the future where he sees that the Authority has caused a serious problem in his vision of the future, and he has to keep the group from staying together, and it causes all kinds of problems. And this is the first, I think, Ed Brubaker non-crime thing I've read since his X-Men sucktastic disaster of Deadly Genesis. And this was much better than that. So, so I really enjoyed this, the Authority book. And then I read on my iPad the Midnighter series from DC. The two books, Midnighter, I think one was called Out and the other was called Hard. And what just happened there?
That's not suggestive at all.
I know. So here's some of the art. It's got some really good art in it. Midnighter is one thing they do in this series is he's out of costume a lot. He's dating a lot. And he's not with Apollo. He's out on the dating scene, and he's not with Apollo. So that plays a big role in this book. But he's actually, they try to show the more human side of him. And so I always I struggle sometimes to relate to the more human side of him because I like the bashing brains through the guy's skull side of him. And then I have a hard time reconciling, when he gets all gentle and nice with a person. I'm like, how is that even still the same person? Then I realize it's hardwired into his brain through, the computer stuff, the computer boards that are in his head that are hardwired into him to be the fighter that he is. But those two books were by Steve Orlando, and so was Midnighter and Apollo. And I thought these books were good. I really enjoyed these books a lot. You need to read the Midnighter books before you read Midnighter and Apollo. And I know that Steve Orlando took some bashing for his Justice League of America. So I was prepared to hate this book. But I actually really, Midnighter, Apollo ends up going to hell. Henry Bendix ends up selling Apollo's soul to Neron, and Midnighter goes to hell to rescue him. And it's really actually it's a really cool concept, and it's Midnighter goes into the gates of hell and goes into hell fighting demons and doing all kinds of things to rescue Apollo. And I thought this book was really good. I enjoyed it. And so I'm going to reread Justice League of America because maybe I judged it too harshly. I thought Steve Orlando did a good job with his Midnighter books. So I was pretty, I'm going to reread JLA because I thought his Midnighter and Apollo were decent. I was predisposed to hate them, and I actually liked them.
What
So that's it.
What JLA book are you referring to?
Rebirth. Sorry.
Oh, the one that
the one that Omar tricked me into buying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, maybe you'll reread it and you'll like it. Who knows?
Yeah. ETL is saying I didn't judge it too harshly. That he's also on board with my dislike of Steve Orlando, but I thought maybe he just has a better feel for Midnighter and Apollo than he does with the Justice League. So yeah, that's what I read.
Cool.
I read a bunch of other Authority related stuff, but I don't want to do the whole video here.
It's okay. I didn't read a whole lot. I've been focusing on some non-YouTube stuff, but I did start reading where's the dust jacket? Here's the dust jacket.
That's
The
a cool
Grant
insight,
Morrison.
though.
I'd love this more than the actual dust jacket, by the way. This is the Morrison and Sharp Green Lantern run. It's pretty interesting. It's not what I was expecting, but it's definitely a space cop drama, as it should be, because the Lanterns are pretty much space cops. But it's really fun. Morrison isn't zany or wacky in this book. It's pretty straightforward, but he throws a ton of terminology that I had completely forgotten, and like, this dwarf star is part of this also metric duper system. I'm like, wait, what? So it confused me, and I had to I think I got through half of the book where I said, you know what, I need to calm down and start again, because I was a little bit lost with all the terminology and stuff. Maybe I'm not smart enough for this book, but on my second read through, I got it. So my advice for fans that you're interested in this, just take it easy. Just read everything at a slow pace, and don't lose track of what you're reading, because Morrison likes to do a lot of high concepts, and especially this book, which is pretty heavy on the sci-fi, but the art in it is breathtaking. I mean, that reminds me of the old Heavy Metal animated movie,
Yeah.
when the short film when they go to space. Stuff like that. It looks very 70, 80-ish, like their perception of what space cities should be like. It reminds me of that. It's very dark. The art is very dark and very claustrophobic for me, but I like it. It adds, I think, to the character of the book. But yeah, it's a fun read. I'm digging it. Plus, Adam Strange is in this book, so that's exciting. I love that guy. And I read Murder Falcon, which I talked about. It's pretty awesome. And I am currently starting the Thanos book. I need to finish this. I'm a quarter of the way in. So I should be ready to review that eventually for you guys. So that's about it.
Nice. Okay.
Gabe is MIA.
Okay. Well, that's actually kind of a problem, because usually he's the one that does the previews. So
do we have any questions in the meantime?
Let's see. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Where is Omar? I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know. This is the perfect time for an IST jingle. Okay. InStockTrades.com, the place where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add another 2% to that. Every quarter, there's an Omnibroslive discount code. And there's currently a 3% off sale going on IST right now in the United States. If you order $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. ETL asks an important question. Jess, do you follow college football at all? The answer is yes, I do. I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan.
Sorry, I'm not into sports that much.
What is the chance we get a 10th anniversary Brightest Day Omni?
I mean, is there a demand for a Brightest Day omnibus reprint?
Probably not.
I mean, Blackest Night is probably the better story out of the two, but I still like Brightest Day. It had really cool artwork. Plus, it had Jeff Johns working on Aquaman for the first time, so that's always great. It's when he introduced Aqualad, and it set the stage for him taking over the book in the New 52. So I like it. Plus the whole thing with the elementals at the end of Brightest Day. I thought that was a really cool concept.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
think they should have explored it in the New 52, but they didn't. That was a shame.
Yeah. Hayden McGee, can anyone join the Facebook group? Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, make sure you send us some money to our PayPal account first.
No, come on. That's not
papercutsgb@gmail.com.
Yeah, why don't we get going with the previews now? Actually, let me go get. I forgot to. There it is, right there. Let me open up the file for the Omnibroslive file so I can see what's on sale for 50% off this week.
All right, let's go ahead and pull up those previews, see what's going on. It's kind of a small week, but there's some cool stuff up here this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Boom. Boom. Word. All right. Let me know when you got that up for me, Jess.
Okay, you're up.
All right. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and let's get through and take a look at all the great stuff coming out this week for graphic novels, trade paperbacks, and all that great stuff. These will be available from our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrade.com, tomorrow, 12 noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So let's take a look. We start, as always, with Image. This week, Image is putting out Infinite Dark Trade Paperback Volume 2. Outcast.
That's good. I want that.
All right. I'm sure Jess will also want Outcast by Kirkman and Azucena.
Yes.
And then we're also getting, which is really cool, is Spawn Vault Edition hardcover Volume 2. These are, if anybody knows what an artist edition is, this is basically Todd McFarlane's version of an artist edition for Spawn. This includes colored scans of the original art pages for Spawn 8 through 15. And if you're lucky, you can find one that has an original one-of-a-kind sketch by Todd McFarlane in there as well. It's $175. Normally, In Stock Trade or anybody else will not put a discount on these because these are very expensive for stores to buy in the first place. But that's super cool. I like those. And then here we are with the final Walking Dead number 16 hardcover.
Wait, Spawn Vaulted Edition hardcover?
Yeah. Is that on discount?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Nice.
Usually artist editions are not. So
42% off.
Cool.
It's $101. It's $175 list price, but they have it on sale for $101.50.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What a great deal. Then.
Let's see. We're talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, there's only one Spawn Vault edition. Yeah.
Yeah, hardcover volume 2. Yeah. That's
All
pretty
right.
good then.
And then, like I was saying, so Walking Dead Volume 16. This is the end. This is the final hardcover for the Walking Dead series. End of an era, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Dark Horse this week is Disney's Frozen Adventures. We got Disney's Pixar Toy Story Adventures, Disney's Storied Places. And to go along with all these Disney books is Hellboy and BPRD 1956 and Lifeform Volume 2. IDW has Charlie Chan. I'm not sure what this is. Are these? I'm assuming these might be those like newspaper strip reprints.
Looks like it.
And then Quest of, I have no idea what this is, but the art looks kind of cool. And
I wish Omar were here to try that one out.
Yeah. And I'll probably be picking this up. I love the new Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. So this is Sonic the Hedgehog Volume 4 from IDW.
You really want to check it out.
Yeah, this new stuff has been really, really good as well. So
Awesome. Oh, that
this
art
is
is awesome.
13 through 16 are the issue numbers in here. DC Comics, we have Batman Damned hardcover.
Damn.
For anybody who might be interested, it is censored, so you will not see the Bat Wang has been altered and censored in here. If you care, if you've been interested in that, and you're not willing to pay the $50 to $100 that issue is going for on eBay, it's not going to be in here for you.
You can just do a Google image search if you're that wound up about it.
Yeah. Detective Comics hardcover volume 1 methodology. What? I'm not sure what this is.
I think that's Rebirth material.
Oh, it's
Yeah, because it's leading up to issue 1000.
Weird that it's a volume 1. That stuff's always. Oh, it says offered again.
Offered again.
Yeah, that's what the OA stands for on here. OA.
Ooh.
Mythology.
Maybe it's a reprint. I'm not sure exactly. It's Tomasi, Mark Irwin. So it's not the original volume 1 that. So this is newer.
Detective, Tinian was the guy that started on Detective.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a resolicit.
Maybe
I think that's standard size.
It might be just the first one of those things where the first hardcover after they dropped the Rebirth thing. But this is
I think that must be it.
This is how things get confusing.
Yeah.
And then you got Batwoman Elegy trade paperback new edition. This is required reading for everybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
100%. This is Greg Rucka, J.H. Williams, just magnificent. I like how it says cover is photo, but this is obviously like a Alex Ross or something like that. But yeah, this is a wonderful, wonderful series of Batwoman, especially now with the TV show going on. I'm not sure how much this is going to be adapted to the TV show, but if you're interested in Batwoman at all, this is the essential story for her. Great stuff. A lot of crazy stuff there with her sister and things like that. Catwoman Volume 2, Far From Gotham. Joker's greatest hits or greatest jokes. Sandman Dream Hunters 30th Anniversary Prose Edition. And Scooby-Doo's Greatest Adventures. Marvel this week is continuing the Age of X-Men trade paperbacks with Prisoner X. The fabulous Immortal Hulk Volume 4 is coming up with Abomination, which is a really great storyline there as well. Marvel Art of Joe Quesada hardcover. This is a reprint, I think. Marvel Horror Omnibus.
That is 50% off.
Nice.
Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider Volume 2. We got the John Byrne Spider-Man Omnibus on here. We were talking about that earlier.
That is also 50% off.
Thanos Rising Marvel Select hardcover. We talked about that last week with Omar. And then we also have Timely's Greatest Golden Age Submariner by Bill Everett omnibuses or hardcovers, whatever these are.
Three omnis at the same time.
Those two things are 50% off.
And then Venom Unleashed. This is what's on here. So Donny Cates, Ryan Stegman on the creative side. Web of Venom Vietnam or Vietnam. Web of Venom Carnage Born and Unleashed. So this is this could be used as a prerequisite or kind of a starter point. Yeah, a starting point for like Absolute Carnage stuff. It's not necessary, but it's really good stuff. The Venom Nam stuff is really fun. Goes into a little bit more of a history of how the symbiotes were were used during Vietnam. So it just kind of gives a sliding timeline of how long symbiotes were actually on Earth. So they were on Earth before Spider-Man went to the Secret War planet. War of Realms, New Agents of Atlas, and X-Force trade paperback Volume 2, Counterfeit King. Dynamite has the mashup nobody asked for, but it's probably super cool with Army of Darkness and Bubba Hotep. And Vampirella Roses for Dead. Boom Studios, Big Trouble in Little China, Legacy Edition Volume 2. Black Badge hardcover Volume 2. Gunner Crick Court, whatever that is. And Nuclear Winter.
No idea.
And then down here is
the weird stuff.
The other stuff. You got a George Orwell Animal Farm graphic novel, or you could just read Fables Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Ants don't wear pants.
Yeah.
Ants don't wear pants.
Assassination Classroom complete box set.
Mm-hmm. That's all, the whole series on one box set.
Is that series over? That completed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it ended.
I didn't know manga ever ended.
Yeah. I thought they all went for 1,000 volumes.
It's usually like the Shonen Jump stuff, but that series in particular ended. There's a couple of good titles in there. Dr. Stone, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Super.
I knew a guy named Dr. Stone, but that was a different situation.
My dentist is named Dr. Stone.
If I could recommend any book out of all those manga for anybody that's interested, it would be Haikyuu, Dr. Stone, Demon Slayer, and One Piece.
What about this Menage a 3 book right here?
I don't think that's a manga. Yeah, that's an Udon book. I don't think that's a manga.
That Miss Tree right there is 50% off. Right
Miss
there.
Tree?
Miss Tree.
Oh,
Miss Tree.
Okay.
By Titan Comics. That's the other 50% off book.
Interesting.
Usually we don't hear much from this section in discounts.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's One Piece. That's the Omnibus.
The 3-in-1?
Yeah.
3-in-1, number 29.
Yeah, collecting 85, 86, and 87.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. That's the way I collect One Piece, by the way.
That has got to be really good if it's freaking 90 volumes and then also reprinted into 29 combined volumes.
It constantly sells a whole ton of money worldwide.
Wow. How about this? This is going to get us demonetized.
Oh, I feel like Omar pointed that out last week for some reason.
Is this an omelet?
That looks familiar. That looks really familiar.
Omar probably has like a little statue of that in his other basement or something.
So to recap, let's see. The Marvel Horror Omnibus is 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery Trade Paperback Volume 1 from Titan is 50% off.
Mm-hmm.
The Submariner. Was it Submariner? Timely's Greatest Golden Age Submariner by Everett. Those are $150. Those are 50% off. Both of those. And let's see. The Amazing Spider-Man by John Byrne is 50% off.
What issues are in this John Byrne thing here? Marvel Team Up, Amazing Spider-Man 190 or 189 through 190 and 206. Annual 13, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. This is kind of just all over the place.
Yep, it's all over the place.
Yeah, I know those Team Up issues are supposed to be popular.
And then you get Spider-Man Chapter 1, 0 through 12.
Bronze Age guy Chris Hansen says that those Bronze Age Team Up books are supposed to be good.
All right. And that is that, everybody.
Okie dokie.
One Piece has gone above I'm reading an article that came out a few months ago, and it says the Lord of the Rings franchise is said to have earned an estimated $19.9 billion since its creation in 1937. One Piece has gone above that total as the series has just earned over $20 billion total since it was made in 1997.
Wow.
And it can, so yeah, it makes a lot of money worldwide.
Wow. Any statistics on Midnighter and Apollo? How much have they made since their creation back in 1997?
You know what? I'm going to Google it just in case. Let's see. No, I'm not saying anything.
Ah, heck. That's
Yep.
disappointing.
But that series is regarded as one of the best comics of 2016. The book that you're holding.
This book?
Mm-hmm.
Right on, man. I told you it was good.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Midnighter goes to hell to rescue Apollo.
Wherever they're in hell.
What's that?
Why was he in hell in the first place?
Henry Bendix makes a deal with the Lord of Hell, Neron, to steal Apollo's soul. So he has Apollo's soul, and so Midnighter has to go into hell to rescue him.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Well, they are,
a couple. Yeah,
A
I'd go to
couple.
hell for my wife.
Sure. I mean, especially now that she made me chocolate chip cookies right before I went on air. You bet.
There you go.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah.
So any you want to do some questions in the chat for a little bit, or what's up?
I got a question. Gabe.
What's up?
I don't think we mentioned it on the Sunday show, but Hellstorm, he's getting a TV show for Hulu, and I was wondering if you could tell me if like his debut issue is that going for much on eBay or online.
I'd have to look it up, but probably nothing crazy. I mean, depending on the condition, I don't think there's been like a big influx of that or anything. But it is being, there is more attention on it than normal, of course.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would get it now before the actual with these kind of things. Once the casting starts happening and the show or the movie starts getting closer to being actually put out, that's when things start to explode a little bit. So
nice.
Do it now.
Ooh. That's going to be interesting. I really want to see that show.
I didn't know there was a Hellstorm movie. Or a TV show or whatever. That completely flew by me.
It's part of the MCU, but on Hulu. And what they're doing is they're taking all the, what do you call it? The supernatural stuff, and they're putting it on Hulu because it's darker and I think can be R-rated. So Hellstorm and Ghost Rider, they're going to start something called like Adventures in Horror or something like that, and it's going to be all the spooky stuff from the MCU is going to be on Hulu.
Oh, you mean kind of like how DC was trying to do that with the Justice League Dark, but not?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
And supposedly Satana is going to be in the Satana? That's the name? His sister?
Yeah, Satana.
Satana.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, supposedly she's going to be in the show too.
Yeah, so his first appearance is in Ghost Rider #1, I think. So I think it's going to be. That's always a kind of fairly popular book, anyways, but it's not something too crazy.
Ooh.
Depending on where you find.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably still gonna be looking at like a $200 book.
Oh boy, here's a big question.
Oh,
it's a manga question though.
That's for Geo.
It's for Geo and the rest of the chat.
I'm just getting into manga and finished the first Black edition of Death Note. Can anyone recommend other series?
There we go.
If you like sort of more mature Shonen Jump titles or of that genre, maybe it's not technically Shonen Jump, but maybe check out some Naoki Urasawa with his work on Monster and Pluto, which does have detective work. You know, Death Note, it's a little bit more supernatural, but still, it's in that vein of noir, mystery, and detective work. Maybe you want to check that out. If not, I'd love to recommend more friendly stuff like an Ancient Magus Bride, One Piece. That kind of stuff is my favorite type of manga to read. Demon Slayer is also pretty good, but if you want to stick to something similar, anything from Naoki Urasawa, you should be good. You guys have no idea what I just talked about. That's okay.
No, I'm sorry. To be honest, I kind of blanked out.
I did too. I almost fell asleep.
Sorry. I tried to make it as simple as possible. Sorry.
No, it wasn't because it wasn't simple. It's just because it's over my head, and any kind of knowledge or anything.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. Maybe soon after I have to read Berserk. Do you want to talk about that?
I need to get. Let's wait till I get the actual page up. Okay. The actual fundraiser up. I need to get that going.
Mm-hmm.
We're not haters. We're just not interested. David Cod, you know better than that.
I just never had the exposure to it. I think up until recently, really, mangas were only, like, when I started hearing really about it, they were kind of only available online, and you have to kind of like torrent sites and things like that.
Yeah.
Here's a good question.
They were like fan, what you call it,
Scamlations.
Yeah. Fans did the translations on it, and I was just like, I don't know, is this real? They could just be making crap up for all I know.
Jess, no BS. Tyler Blend isn't here. Are those TMNT books really all that good? Should I save my money since I have no history with them? Yeah, they are. They're really fun. ETL. I really enjoy them. They're really fun. I've only read 2 of them, but we're gonna try and read them every 3 weeks, 4 weeks or so. And Gio's the one that got me into them.
It's fun. Yeah, it's a fun series, and I think anybody can get behind it. You don't need to know anything about the turtles to enjoy it. It's anthropomorphic turtles kicking butt and saving the world. How could you not love that?
Yeah, they're reincarnated from feudal Japan, with their enemies also reincarnated from feudal Japan.
Yeah, the origin story has been drastically changed compared to like the original Mirage movie / comic book series / cartoon.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Do you know? Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. You never knew what the Ninja Turtles were until.
No, this is the only iteration of them I know. I don't know anything else about them.
Originally, they were kind of tied into Daredevil's origin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, with the Foot Clan and everything. When is Volume 2 getting reprinted? Gabe would know better than I would when Volume 2 is getting reprinted.
For Turtles?
Turtles, yeah.
It should be available now.
Volume 2?
Yeah, I think all of them. Last time I checked, I'm looking on IST right now. I don't see it on here. But last time I checked, I'll check again. They were all still available through Diamond.
Yeah, so probably it's just a matter of time till the stores put everything up again. By the way, I saw over the weekend the Batman TMNT movie.
Oh, yeah?
That was one of the coolest animated movies I've ever seen. I loved it. Jess, I think you will freaking love it. It's awesome. It's really fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it takes the comic book crossover and sort of streamlines it for the general audience and into an easier to swallow movie, but it's really fun seeing Gotham City with the Turtles. You get to see Shredder versus Batman. That was awesome. It's really fun. It's a fun movie.
That does sound fun.
So in regards to Volume 2, I see that it's still in stock with Diamond right now. The only one that's not currently in stock, it's like back ordered, is Volume 4. So I would think we're probably just waiting for in-stock trades to kind of trickle into their stock. So keep an eye on that. So Volume 2 is still around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was out for a long time. I think it was out for a few months, but
this is Volume 4 or 2?
Volume 2.
I kind of L Denver is saying that I have a crush on Tyler Blunt.
Who doesn't?
We all sort of do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at IST and they got every single book except Volume 2.
Oh, is that right? They have 4 in stock?
Yeah.
That's good. That's great.
5, 6,
That's why the last one's going to have in stock for a minute.
Mm-hmm. They'll probably get it soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well.
Is it that time again? Or not yet?
I think it's that time.
It's that time? Okay.
I read 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank recently. I thought the story was amazing, but the art and design is the real star. What's a comic with an amazing story? Oh, this is a real question.
All of our questions are real questions.
I know, but I mean, I thought this was more of an opinion, and this was actually a question here. What's a comic but the art and design is the real star. What's a comic with an amazing story where you liked the art equally or more?
Hmm.
Okay, I thought the story was amazing, but the art and design in 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank recently. What's a comic with an amazing story where you like the art equally or more?
Black Sad.
Well, that's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, the story's fantastic, but the art just takes it to another level. Like some masterpiece stuff, in my opinion.
I'm going to say Lazarus. Just because of all the world-building art and design in that book.
You know, I still haven't read that.
Oh, my goodness. The 3rd volume's coming out this month, I think.
You should get on that. I had volume 1 of the trades, and I gave it away. I never read it or anything. I just didn't need it for some reason. I'm like,
what?
Here you go, and I gave it away to a friend.
Good heavens.
I know. A very weird phase of mine.
Yeah, I'd say Lazarus because the art and the world building they do with the art and all the little pieces of design in that book really help set up the writing, and they kind of intermingle together with the writing. The art does. The writing has to have the strong art and design with it to help create the universe. So I will say Lazarus.
I was looking through my collection real quick. Almost anything by Brubaker and Phillips.
Yeah.
Sean Phillips really takes Brubaker's story, which I think Brubaker is really a phenomenal writer, and he has a lot to say, but Sean Phillips can take that and boil it down to kind of like the essential process with his artwork, and really his storytelling ability is fantastic in that regards. Anything by James Stokoe is the same way. Scalped. I love Scalp, but I really think the art by R.M. Guerra is really the star in that as well.
Pretty gritty. Yeah.
Yep.
Fables as well.
Fables. That's good.
I
I would think the Hellboy library editions are pretty great too, especially with that artwork.
No, that's definitely. I think that's good too because I kind of want to get rid of my Hellboy stuff. Oh, Sin City. I think that's kind of the last big flare up that Frank Miller had art wise. Like the last time I felt like he was super inspired, and I think he created just this new, never before seen art style, storytelling ability that just sticks with you, and it has been slightly replicated many times before. Where even Jim Lee did a Frank Miller style, Sin City style book that was called Death Blow. Wasn't as good, but it was definitely that kind of negative spacing. Also, in regards to that, Chris Samney and Daredevil that he did with Mark Waid is another just phenomenal. Just that the artwork on there really drove that. And Marcos Martin. So if you get the Mark Waid Daredevil like stories, they're great. But man, Mark Waid really teamed up with some heavy hitters on the art, and they were kind of unknown, like Pablo Rivera and Marcos Martin, and even Chris Samney. But that was the spit and polish that really made those stories shine from that Daredevil run. And we talked about it last week, but anything by Craig Thompson, Blankets, Habibi, things like that. But the story is great, but the art is just, I could just flip through those books and just look at the art forever and not care much about the story. Nothing wrong with the story, but you can never just flip through a book and just look at the story. You have to look at the artwork. So I can do that with any Craig Thompson book. Craig Thompson.
So Week in Geekdom, Geek and Weekdom, where can we find you if we want to find you, if you can be found?
If you want to take the leap of faith and find me on YouTube, A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about anime, comics, manga, and everything else. Just type A Week in Geekdom, and I am there for you.
Nice. And Extreme Gabe, where can we find you on the electric component in front of me?
You can also find the electric component that's in your pocket, and you can find me on
Whoa. Take it easy, dude.
Instagram is Gabe Loves 90s Comics, where I recently just put up my top 5 favorite TV or cartoon shows.
Oh.
That if next time Geo opens up his Instagram, we'll see that I tagged them on that too, so that we can see what his top 5 cartoons are. You can find me here Sundays and Mondays. There you are. I'm here Sundays and Mondays with the rest of my OmniBros, and I'm on the Facebook group for the Omnibus Collector as well.
And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and on Instagram, Omnidogs_Vault. And of course, I have a crush on you, Tyler Blunt. That's why I have a show with you every week, so I can see you on the computer component, the electric component screen.
That's just his way of getting some face-to-face Tyler time.
That's exactly right. You know?
Tyler Appreciation Hour.
That's right. So, thank you to InStockTrades.com, our sponsor. We'd be nothing without them. We're everything with them, or we're something with them. And thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the chat. We always appreciate. We had a good chat tonight. Please hit the like button. Subscribe if you can. You can listen to us on iTunes. Please, what do they do? Review us on iTunes. That's a big deal if you could review us.
And just share us in general. Share our YouTube with your friends on your Facebook, and get the word out. We're very close to that 3,000 mark.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, and you haven't lived until you get Tyler Blunt to leave you a voicemail in his Joker voice. It's extremely disturbing.
Oh man, I'll put my phone number in the chat right now for this.
So thank you to our viewers, our subscribers, our chatters, our sponsor. So peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you, everybody.
Good night. Good day. Good morning.
Smoke crack and worship Satan.